Hello, it's our Pokemon Horizon episode 41 and 42 review. So, 41, it's a Dot episode, it's great, just go watch it. But really, this is an episode where Dot's mother Blanca visits the ship and we get to see how she reacts to her daughter being away, like on the ship on a trial basis. And I absolutely adore her characterization. She's really bubbly and excitable, which Dot seems to struggle with as soon as, Blanca's on board the ship. Dot just ends up returning to her room and face plants onto her bed. Murdoch tells us about how Blanca does worry so much, and, even when the whole Nido thing is brought up, we find out that she hasn't been told about that, and wants to find out more. Luke and Roy, however, approach, Dot in Blanca's place, which Blanca takes as a pretty good sign that Dot's been making friends. Of course, they both want her to stay, and even though she's not immediately receptive, they pretend to give up. And when Dot goes to see if they're gone, they're still both there, as, they pretend to give up, and that brings Dot out. She then goes on to tell them her story. Dot was in a point where the world was, her room in the internet, looking up things like Freed's research, with a twinge of jealousy as he's getting out and exploring, seeing interesting things on the internet and everything. And that comes from people's experiences. Freed just so happened to be visiting that day and does ask for some tech advice and then for an app to be created, which Dot took on but eventually rejected as she didn't take the offer to join the crew initially. Friends some advice from Iono and Dot's outlook starts to change. The brave Asagi left her home and Dot realizes she wanted to join. So Dot convinced Blanca to let her go by saying it's a trial period, which Blanca is now saying she feels it should be over and wants to ask Dot, who never tells her anything. Blanca's trying to figure out what to do and sees Quaxly. She decides she'll be able to express her feelings through battle. Dot gets fired up pretty quickly with both the trainers turning their switches on, which is really cute to do, and Dot has a chance to say what she feels, having fun on the ship with her friends, meeting Quaxly and Tickertink. Lycanroc is presented as a wall to overcome with counter pushing Quaxly back, but they fight as evenly as they can, and Dot gets Quaxly to aim for legs with a pound, and that goes on to become a low kick, which takes out Lycanroc, giving Dot the win. We get an emotional scene as Dot is honest about her feelings to stay on the ship, which Blanca wants to see her do, as she can live on the ship, exploring all of her friends. All around, this is a great time. Again, this continues the theme of growth, as Dot's not really only growing as a trainer, but as a person as well. She's growing with Quaxly, learning new moves, and as a person, she's being honest with her feelings and who she wants to be. She wants to be a Rising Bolt tackler, she wants to be with her friends, she wants to go out and see the world, and of course that comes with Blanca's support. I like that she presents herself as an obstacle to get Dot to be honest with her. Of course, she never really intended to stop Dot's time with the crew, but seeing Dot's growth and making sure she's doing well is really lovely. Don't think there's really anything else for me to say with this one, it's a great time. And now for episode 42, which is a bit of fun, as they've arrived in Paldea once more and they're at a beach. Roy and Liko are going to be taken care of by Ludlow, who's the absolute goat of this episode, aside from a focused Pokemon Palafin even. It's basically a superhero episode as it follows a Palafin going out of its way to save people and Pokemon from whatever disasters may befall the beach, which Roy really admires. I won't go over every little thing here, but the things to note is that it's quite fun to have a swimmer gassing up Palafin. Ludlow takes a notice of Palafin, implying he's known him already, and a bunch of guys want to take a picture of Palafin's transformation and stage a whole thing, which turns into a conflict as a bunch of Claws get aggravated, which Roy and Fuecoco try to help. They are pretty outnumbered. Where this episode goes from comfy fun to peak fiction is where Palafin's kind of getting attacked and hurt by the Claws, and the Finnissons alert Ludlow to it, which causes him to not only reveal another Pokemon than Sharpedo, but he's actually a world-renowned hero of the sea on Mighty G, and we take a lot of fun animating him and playing with the art style as he and Palafin team up, looking like they're about to go crazy on these Claws. They just give love and peace through hugs. It's so silly, but so fun. The fact they also use a trope of Ludlow's companions being unaware of his secret identity, as Roy says that the Mighty G is a hero of the ocean that'll rescue him if they're in trouble, as he always watches over them, unaware that, Ludlow is actually a hero. It's really fun, and the benefit of being behind in my reviews at the moment is that I see a situation where we might see Mighty G appear again sooner rather than later. The last real thing to note is one of the Palafin pictures. There's a mysterious building that Freed picks up on when he returns. This episode is a lot of good fun, and while it definitely isn't filler, it does feel like it's much more low stakes, and obviously there's not really much growth in terms of the kids at the moment, which is fine, it's nice seeing Ludlow be cool as always, and I think some low stakes fun before we reach the end of this arc is really what we need. And honestly, it's Palafin, it's a super cool Pokemon, I'm here for it regardless.